This could be one of the biggest crashes in history. Yet people still say, what are you talking about? It's not that bad. Not that bad. Really? Let's break it down. So, for the first time in decades, renting actually costs you more than owning. Rents are higher than mortgages. The average rent has gone up over 21% in just 3 years. Renters now spend 34% of their income just to keep a roof over their head. Over 30 years, renting now costs more than £206,000 more than owning. And in London, it's 540 grand. £500,000 just for the privilege of not owning your home. Meanwhile, prime central London has fallen off a cliff. Mayfair has crashed by 40%. Kensington, Chelsea, down by 15% in just 12 months. Prices are actually back to 2013 levels. Foreign buyers are leaving in droves. 3 of the UK's richest billionaires have already quit the country. Stamp duty is between 5 and 12%, 14.5% if you're a foreigner. The non-dom regime, well, that's gone. And crime, political chaos, don't get me started. So when I hear people say it's not really that bad, I honestly wonder what planet they're living on. And there's another line I hear all of the time. Property's had its day. Really? Tell that to Lloyd's, who announced plans to become the biggest private landlord in the UK. Tell that to BlackRock, who are hoovering up entire blocks and streets of housing. If property was done, why would the world's smartest money still be piling in? And piling in a big way. They know what you don't. Property always adapts, but never dies. It never has, and it won't. Here's the other excuse I hear. I don't have the money. Neither did I when I started. I was in debt. But property isn't about having a pile of cash. It's about learning the strategies. Things like lease options, joint ventures, private investor finance, creative deals, where you can get in from as little as £1 or even £0. These are the tools that ordinary people use to get started when they don't have enough money. The secret is, the real secret, the wealthy don't use their own money either. So why should you? And then there's another one I hear all the time, which is, I don't have the time. Look, we've all got 168 hours in a week, all of us. You find time to scroll social media, you've got time to watch Netflix, but when it comes to building something that could actually change your life, suddenly you don't have the time? Come on, be honest. It's not a time problem, it's a priority problem. If I could guarantee you a way to earn, let's say 10 grand a month in extra income with just 5 to 10 hours a week, extra work, so a guaranteed 10 grand, would you find the time? Of course you would. But here's the thing. If you're renting, your landlord's already finding the time. They're using your rent to pay their mortgage. And if you're sitting on savings, inflation's eating it alive. While your debt, if you had any good debt, would actually be shrinking. And if you're doing nothing, waiting for the perfect time, wait until you've saved up, wait until the news headlines say now's the time, well, you're not going to do anything, because by the time the papers report the bottom, the market's already going to be climbing. By the time you've saved up enough money, the market will have evolved and you will need even more money to get started. Let's look back at the 2008 financial crisis. While most people were panicking, smart money was buying. Smart money bought cheap. They held on, and by 2013 they were sitting on huge gains while everyone else was too scared. History just doesn't rhyme, it repeats. And here's something you probably haven't thought about. When fewer people move, the housing ladder clogs up. That means fewer homes come to the market, stock dries up, supply tightens, and what happens when supply tightens? Well, rents go up, and they go up even more. And what happens when supply tightens? Rents go up, and prices eventually follow too. So ironically, the crash that's meant to make housing more affordable will actually push affordability further out of reach for ordinary people. Because while the middle class waits and worries, institutions move in. You know, banks, hedge funds, pension funds, they're not scared, they're smart, they're educated, they know what they're doing. They're buying thousands of properties at a time, not just one or two. And once they own everything, well, you're never going to be able to compete. Now, let me make this real for you. If you're renting today, you're already on the wrong side of this. Imagine paying £1,500 a month rent. That's 18 grand a year over 10 years. That's 180 grand. Gone. Handed over to someone else. And at the same time, your landlord's mortgage debt is shrinking in real terms. You're literally paying to make someone else wealthy. And here's the kicker. This is happening all while inflation devalues cash. So if you're sitting on, a very proud 10 to 20 grand in the bank, guess what? It's shrinking every day in real terms. What do I mean by that? I mean, it's losing buying power because prices are rising. So what you can get today for 100 grand, this time next year, you'll get a lot less. Not just a little bit less, a lot less. So if all you do is keep that 100 grand in the bank, or that 10 grand or that 20 grand in the bank, this time next year, it's going to buy you a lot less. And you've not even had to touch it. It's just happened. But that same amount of money, let's say that same 20 grand, if it's leveraged into a deposit for a property, suddenly you've got a real asset that rises with inflation and pays you monthly income. That's the difference between waiting and acting. So when people say, I'll just wait and see what happens, I just shake my head. Because what happens is always the same. Fearful wait, the wealthy act, and the gap between them gets wider. And this is the truth that no one tells you. Government doesn't want you to win. The media, well, they don't want you to win. Banks definitely don't want you to win. Because if you stay scared, if you keep waiting, if you keep renting, if you keep saving your money instead of investing, they make money and you don't. And that's why we built Property.School. Because for ordinary people, people like you, this crash is actually an opportunity of a lifetime, but only if you know how to play it. Because let's face it, if you're not educated and you don't know how to capitalize, you could waste your time and lose a fortune. So inside, you're going to find step-by-step training on how to buy your first investment property, how to raise money, how to do creative deals. So even if you don't have the money right now, you can still do this. How to structure deals legally and properly so you're not caught out by every time the government changes the rules, because we know that's going to happen. How to find the right areas to invest in, the right strategies, the right deals in today's market. There's content on all different investment strategies: BRR, SA, commercial conversion, rent to rent, no money down, deal packaging. It's all in there. And it's taught by the UK's top investors and trainers. Real help, real training, and real guidance. So you're not sitting on the sidelines while everyone else moves forward. And you can get access to all of this for less than 50p a day. No contract, you can cancel anytime. But the knowledge, the strategies, and the community inside could be worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of pounds over your lifetime. Come check us out. Accessing is really, really easy. You just type into any browser, Property.School/go. That's Property.School/go into any browser. Don't wait for another headline to tell you why you can't. Start learning how to win every time the rules keep changing. How to spot opportunity. Even if you don't join Property.School today, let me leave you with this. There are 3 simple rules that will help you navigate what's coming. Rule number 1, stop waiting for the perfect time. There is no perfect time. The bottom is never announced. By the time you think it's safe, the opportunity's already gone. If you find a deal that cash flows today, that's the right time. Rule number 2, cash flow's king. Forget gambling on capital appreciation. Forget the dream of house prices always go up. Buy for income. If it pays you each month, you're protected. And you've got options. Rule number 3, learn to love leverage. Most people think debt is bad. Well, that's kind of true. Bad debt is, credit cards, car loans, payday loans. They're chains around your neck. But good debt, mortgages on income producing assets, well, that's the engine that builds wealth. And like I've already said, inflation shrinks the value of that debt in real terms every year. Plus, your assets are going to grow and your rents are going to increase. And that's how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth. So even if you do nothing after this video, remember those 3 rules. Act before it feels safe, buy for cash flow, and use good debt to your advantage. Do that and you'll already be miles ahead of people who think they know everything but do nothing. Still saying property's had its day, still waiting for tomorrow that never comes. And if you want the training and the courses and the masterclasses, well, that's what Property School's for. So come check us out at property.school/go. Type it into any browser, do it now. Come check us out. Like I said, you can cancel anytime. There's zero risk involved, all for less than 50p a day. So again, that's property.school/go. Go type into a browser now, and I'll see you inside.